So, hello everyone. Once again, welcome back to your very own channel, Navneet Sarji. And today I'm here with the second lecture on the chapter World of Numbers from the book Ganit Manjari, New NCERT, Class 9. So, in this second lesson, I would like to bring your attention to the topic, to the heading where we see in our textbook as well the revolution of Shunya, which says that when nothing became something. So, what happened is that before this time, the timeline, the era which is being mentioned, in order to represent the quantities where nothing was there, means for the quantity like we are having no, if we are, for example, saying for number of pens we are having. So, if we are having no pen with us, if we are having no mango in our basket, then, in order to represent that situation mathematically, there was a need of a number, and that was done by Indian mathematicians, philosophers, spiritualists, no other than Brahmagupta and Aryabhata. So, as you can see on the screen, nothing became something. So, for millennia, a long period of time, there was no number for such a situation where we are having quantity as nothing, or we are having no amount with us for that quantity. So for that, we were not having a number representing a situation. Now, when we see further that the zero was introduced, so if we count the situations like suppose you are having five apples with you, and you have to give all the five apples to a particular person, or you are a seller, seller, fruit vendor, and you have sold all the five apples which are left to a customer, then how many fruits are there with you now? So there was a gap, there was a void, empty space. And over the world, over the globe, different civilizations, hardly we were finding in any of the civilization a number to represent such a situation. If you recall the last lesson, the last lecture, then we see that the number started with the natural need of counting. Suppose we are having one stone, two pebbles, three bones, four sticks. So in that way, we started giving them, assigning them the numbers one, two, three, four, like that. And in different civilization, we are having the proofs, the symbols written over the caves, stones, bones. But for zero, we hardly find anything like that. Yes, we can see that in the civilizations like Babylonians or Mayans, in the civilization which was over the current America geographical point of view. But a lot of years ago in the timeline, the Mayan civilization, they were using a placeholder, a symbol, which we will later see in this PPT, the video. But they were having a symbol only. There was no value for that. So empty columns, some symbols, they were being used for nothingness, empty, zero. But a proper number was no. There comes into the role play of India, role play of Indian mathematicians, and they properly assigned a number for this situation. So, as per the next uh, slide on your screen, which says from philosophy to mathematics. So it won't be wrong to say that the first of all, this thing of emptiness, zero mind, which we say currently in the world in the field of meditation, no mind situation, means a state of mind where we are having no thoughts coming to our mind. We are in complete state of tranquility, serene, calm, peace. No thought is popping up in our mind, and we are not disturbed or getting swayed by it. Means we are fully concentrated and we are fully alert, attentive in the current situation where we are. So that type of state of mind, where nowadays we see in the field of meditation and yoga also, we see the word which is called as mindfulness. So completely into the position. So in the field of spirituality, yoga, the concept of shunyata, shunya from the uh, thought point of view as well, means it was about 7th century BCE. So the mind was mind free from all the vrittis, fluctuations, as we know that our mind, human mind, is like a monkey mind. It continuously jumps from one of the thought to another. There's something always going on in our mind. So free from all the vrittis, thoughts, perfect stillness. Patanjali's Yoga Sutra, 3rd century BCE timeline, describe how Sunyata leads to mastery over mind, body, and senses. And from that philosophy and spiritualism, the Shunyata came into as a form of number in the field of mathematics as well. And the evidences of this that it was India where the first symbol and as a number we were using this zero. One of the evidences is Bakshali manuscript, where we see a bold dot bindu was being used to represent zero. And that was a transition from a blank space, from just a symbol to a number in a particular number system, Hindu numerals. But as we know, a symbol is not alone enough, as there is a very famous saying that a symbol has a no meaning until it has a value. When a symbol gets a value, then it becomes a thing of significance, importance. So when certain rules were associated with the symbol, that when we add this to any other number, if we subtract, if we multiply, divide, then what will be the outcome? And where should be the place of this number on the number line? Means before which number, after which number? So then, as a proper number, we can treat it. So the next thing we saw was that Brahmagupta's rule for zero. So Brahmagupta, one of the very famous Indian mathematician, philosopher. So 628 CE is the timeline. He defined zero very properly. That zero is a proper number, which means nothing. If you are having four mangoes and if you give all the mangoes to a particular person, so you're basically doing 4 minus 4, which will result into 0. So a minus a is 0. So he laid out the arithmetic laws where 0 was perfectly fitting into that situation. If you add, he mentioned, he was the first to mention that if you add 0 to something, you will get the same thing. There will be no change. If you're having four mangoes and you are going to collect some more mangoes and you get nothing, no fruit, you will still have four mangoes. So that is 0, which has been got added to your number of fruits. Likewise, if you are having four pens, five pens, and you are giving, you haven't given any pen to anyone, still you are with all your pens which you had in the beginning, then it means that zero has been subtracted from the amount which you're having, which means that you will be still having the same amount, same 4 pence, 5 pence which you're having initially. So a minus zero is also zero. Likewise for multiplication, if you are having 5 pence, if you are having 5 rupees, and we are not giving 5 rupees to anyone, suppose there's a scheme, there's a bank which is telling that on certain conditions we are going to credit your account with 5 rupees or 500 rupees. But those conditions are not met by any of the individual, any person. So nobody's account would be credited with 500. Your account will be still with the same amount. And if your account is having 0 rupees, it will remain zero. Or if your account is already having 500 rupees, so how much increment is there, that will be still counted as zero, because there is no change in the amount, the figure which your account had. So in that way, Brahmagupta explained very beautifully that how zero can be used. Then he went beyond the zero. That zero is now the first number from where we can start. So when we included this number, our natural number system, which was starting from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, was later improvised and converted into whole number system, having symbol W. Because on including zero in the number family, we thought of that our number family is complete now. Later on, we saw situations which were explained again very beautifully by Brahmagupta only, that if we subtract 3 from 2, if we subtract from 5 from 3, then what would be the answer, and how we can understand it, how we can explain it to other people. So there was a number line, need of a number line, where the reference is 0 now. Now, if you go ahead of 0, greater numbers, so you get positive numbers like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 to infinite. And if you go to the left of number line, is lesser than 0, then we are having negative numbers, -1, -2, -3, -4 to infinite. So now the number system increased further with more numbers joining the family. So the number system became integer number system, represented by Z or I. So, and then comes the time of Aryabhata, 499 CE. So Aryabhata was the first mathematician to elaborately explain the meaning and significance of zero, how to use zero to make the number system have a complete sense of it. Like in Yajurveda Samhita, if we see our number system in the numerals, is a base 10 number system. Means 10 to the power 0, 1, 10 to the power 1, 10, 10 to the power 2, 100, ek, dasha, sat, sahasra, ayut. So the use of 0, 10, 10 to the power 2, 10 to the power 3. Now, if you have to calculate the distance between a planet Earth and a particular star, or planet Earth and planet Mars, Earth to moon distance, Earth to sun distance, these distances are very huge. In order to represent these huge numbers, if you think of any other number system, like for example Roman numbers, it will be very complicated to write down. Maybe we are unable to do it. And do the calculations in Roman numbers, believe me, it's a very hectic task. Multiplication of Roman numbers, division of Roman numbers. We have done it. Me, along with my grade 8 students, in the new textbook NCERT Ganit Prakash, we came across a situation. First chapter, third chapter by index, story of numbers, where a girl comes across a lot of different number systems by the help of his father, enlightenment over different type of number systems, not only the Roman number system, Chinese number system, Mayan number system, Egyptian number system. So different type of number systems. just in order to have a sense, have a meaning, that all over the globe, different number systems were made, having different concepts, symbols, landmark numbers, base n, base 7, base 5, base 10. And finally, in order to get a strong number system, we saw that role play of zero was very significant in that. That's why Hindu numerals was accepted finally by the worldwide and used still today as modern number system. The symbols we are using from 1 to 10. Maybe those symbols 1 to 10, they were in a different manner in previous time, if you go back in the timeline. But their use, their calculation, their scientific notation, like Aryabhata explained very beautifully what is the diameter of Earth, what is the distance between Earth and Moon. In order to represent such big numbers, we need the scientific notation. 10 to the power 14, 10 power 15, 10 power 49. So without the knowledge of zero and the use of zero, we couldn't have been able to do this thing. We took a big leap, we can say. We revolutionized in the field of science and mathematics. And all this happened in 17th, 18th, and 19th century. Even the Europe, which was already having its Roman number system, was feeling reluctancy to accept this other number system because they were already having their own number system. But they felt a strong need, the urge to accept it because they were getting stuck at a certain point of time where the other countries over the globe, they were progressing in the field of science and mathematics. They started making programs, rockets, missions to explore the different parts of the world, Mars, Moon, etc. So if they would haven't accepted this modern number system in the numerals, if they would have stuck to their Roman numbers, they would have left behind. So from 11th century to 17th century is a long time it took for them to accept its importance. And that's why there is a famous mathematician, Simon Pierre Laplace. Simon Pierre Laplace once said that this beautiful, the ingenious method of expressing every possible number using a set of 10 symbols emerged in India. The idea seems so simple nowadays that its significance and profound importance is no longer appreciated. He was very disappointed that this beautiful concept, that the whole world is using it now, why it is not getting appreciated just because it has started from India. If it would have been started from any Western country, it would have been talk of the town. So that was the thing. He was a mathematician. He was knowing the importance, the beauty behind this evolution of zero, emergence of zero and number system. The uses even in our modern world, the computers, they understand the language of zero in one binary. AI, cryptography, global commerce, science, engineering. So n number of uses are there. So the Hindu number system, the invention of zero and system of 10 digit, if we try to summarize Buxley manuscript, the evidence of zero being in our civilization and being used as a dot on the manuscript is still there. So no doubt, in the field of mathematics, we were having a very advanced mindset. We were having mathematical temperament, strong mathematical temperament compared to the world. Aryabhata explained further its uses, made a lot of things easier for us in this field of science and mathematics. The 10 symbols were not only just as a symbol, the Mayan civilization was also having a symbol, a cup saucer type of symbol for zero, but they were not having the significance, the meaning of it. Then this concept which was emerging in India got transferred to the very neighboring countries of our, which are Arab countries like Pakistan, Afghanistan, Iran, Iraq. So the Arab scholars, they started coming. Al-Khwarizmi, a very famous Persian mathematician, in the name of whom algorithm, the word has been kept. He came, understood the importance of this number these numbers, the number system, and went back to his place and explained to the people. He taught the other people its use, and they advanced further. Al-Kindi, in the likewise philosopher from Persian world, did the same thing. Evidences are there in their textbooks. They have written on the calculation with Hindu numerals. That's why later in the world, when it spread further, so they thought of that it emerged from the Arab countries. So they called it Arabic numerals, later improvised to Hindu Arabic numbers. Even today, while studying numbers, we see that international number system, Hindu Arabic number system, such type of words are still being used and heard. So the importance of zero was no doubt was there. And the revolution, not only from the philosophical or spiritual point of view, was there in the modern field of mathematics, science as well. And the explanation has been done by Brahmagupta in such a beautiful way that he coined two words, fortune in English. In Hindi, he mentioned a word, dhan, for the positive numbers and rid for the negative numbers. So in that way, he was able to explain to people beautifully that suppose you are having a fortune, means profit, लाभ, तो अगर आपके लाभ में एक और लाभ जुड़ जाए तो आप और लाभान्वित हो जाएंगे. अगर आपको 5 रुपए का प्रॉफिट है, उसमें 4 रुपए का प्रॉफिट और हो जाए तो आपको ओवरऑल 9 रुपए का प्रॉफिट हो जाएगा. और अगर आप डेप्ट में हैं, हानि, कर्ज में, लॉस, तो अगर आपकी लॉस में एक और लॉस ऐड होता है, इफ योर लॉस गेट एडेड बाय अनदर लॉस, यू आर हैविंग मेजर लॉसेस. Loss, debt is getting increased. So this was a beautiful way of understanding the number integers, positive numbers, negative numbers, especially that time, that era, how his brain was working is phenomenal. Where even today a teacher might get stuck, where a student can ask that why uh, 2 minus 5 is minus 3. So fortune and debt are very beautiful concept to explain the positive integers and negative integers. A fortune minus 0 means you got a profit in certain month. The next month you are having no profit. So you're still in the profit overall. Net profit is there. If you if you went into in debt, next month you didn't came across any situation of debt, so you are having the same debt situation, minus 6 if suppose. Now a debt to fortune situation is like minus 3 into 4. How can we explain this? So minus 3 into 4 can be explained in this manner that minus 3 is like, suppose for example you are taking 3 rupees loan from anyone. Now if you would have taken from one person, so you are in debt of 3 rupees. But minus 3 into 4 means what? There are 4 people, and from all those 4 people, you have taken 3 rupees as a loan. So minus 3, minus 3, minus 3, minus 3 means minus 3 into 4 means overall you are having 12 rupees loan. You are in a debt of 12 rupees. That's why minus 12. How beautiful it is to understand. Likewise, minus 3 into minus 4 becomes minus 12. Sorry, positive 12. Minus 3 into minus 4 becomes 12. So very easily as a rule, we let the students understand or memorize rather that minus into minus becomes plus. But if you have to give a logic, a reason, so we can explain to them like Brahmagupta did, that if you are having a debt of minus 3 rupees and your debt of minus 3 rupees is from 4 people, you have taken minus 3 rupees. Now that minus 3 rupees means 3 rupees debt is not being cleared by you. Any other person is giving or clearing off your debts. So suppose you took 3 rupees from someone. Suppose you are Ram and there is your friend Sham. So Sham is clearing out your debt. He's saying that the money which Ram has taken, 3 rupees, I'm giving this 3 rupees to you. Now please clear off the balance, the record of debt of Ram. So it is the Ram who is receiving the benefit of 3 rupees because it is not going back from his pocket, which he once took from. Likewise, if he has taken 3 rupees from 4 people, so he's having overall minus 12 rupees of debt. And his friend Sham is clearing his debt, all his debt, to the 4 people, giving 3 rupees to all the 4 people and saying that now Ram is free from all of your debt. So overall, who has received the profit? Ram is having the profit of 12 rupees because he took 3 rupees from all the 4 people. Means 12 rupees he took it. He got, but uh, out of the situation, he didn't feel the need to return it back. It was done by somebody else. So he is in a profit, 12 rupees. That's why it is becoming positive 12. So how beautiful it is to understand in this way. So in that way, it is given when we are proceeding to the adaptive world of numbers. So in order to summarize, we can say that the beginning, the Hindu number system, invention of zero. Zero was used in Hindu number system from long way back before Aryabhata even. Huxley manuscript, 3rd century CE, whereas Aryabhata timeline is 499 CE. So the use of zero, the symbol for zero was there in the past, in the history of India, long way back, long time ago, even before Aryabhata. But it would it is very important to mention that the concept of zero, its use in order to take a leap in the field of science, mathematics, that was done by Aryabhata. So the credit goes to him, hats off to him. Credit goes to Brahmagupta. So we are in debt of those Indian mathematicians. The whole world is in debt of those Indian mathematicians, Brahmagupta, Aryabhata, who explained us all these things. And now we are progressing. Then the spread of the Hindu number system to our neighboring countries, no doubt. And then from there, across the globe. So zero was a revolution, the revolution of Shunya in the field of spirituality. Expanding the horizon means numbers are not only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The zero is there, even in coordinate geometry. Origin 0, comma 0. Y axis, X axis, 3D world, Z axis. So we started understanding, the limit of understanding was increased further. It's a big amount. Negative numbers up to minus infinite. So a new number family, number system, integers with neutral, zero, positive numbers, negative numbers. Arithmetic of integers means how to add, subtract, multiply, divide, and have an understanding, a meaningful understanding behind it, done by Brahmagupta. So this is a legacy which has been laid down by Indian mathematician, and we are carrying it, using it, and using it in our modern world, whether it is in the field of rocket science, AI, or future perspective as well. So here I would like to sum up. Thank you for giving your time, attention to listen me out. This is your very own Napneet sir. So signing off. Bye bye. Have a cheerful day. Study mathematics, enjoy mathematics, not only from point of view that it is a subject. You have to try to create an interest into it, a passion. Try to have a story kind of like you see the movies in the theater. So in that way, you connect with the subject, connect with the topics. Then you will feel the fun, the happiness. So bye bye everyone. Thank you. Thank you for listening out. See you later. Bye bye.